Hi, everybody. Here we are. I've got a kind of a review of a tournament I went to, a Southern Assault, down in the
A Southern
Atomic,
Assault or the Southern
the
Assault?
Southern Assault, down in the Atomic Empire store in North Carolina, right outside of Raleigh, Durham area. They've held this every year. I think this is their, God, I should know this better, but this is like their seventh or eighth Southern Assault. It's an excellent store. You can see how large it is. This is a picture from the back of the store. It's a huge store. They had 38 gamers to show up for the tournament.
So the back here is what? This is the game area, and then
This is the game area. There's a
and the
store up
sales is up
here.
front. You can see the differences, like the little.
You can see some of this racks
Shelves
up
and stuff.
front.
Okay.
Anything from this pillar right here with the time clock on it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything
That's
back
actually the game store.
is the actual game store. And you can see it's kind of halfway. So the game store is the sales area is fairly large as well.
And does the store have any other special features?
It does. Over here, like dead center of this picture, you can kind of see a cooler back here.
A cooler?
There's a cooler here with all sorts of beverages in it, and right beside it is their beer bar. This is the only game store I've ever been to that has a beer bar.
So yeah, I
They,
think
they have like 5 different microbreweries or 8 that contribute to, that they buy from. And
yeah, this is not something we run
Local.
into very often in the States, and definitely not in this area where
no,
real estate's so expensive they can barely afford a gaming areas.
correct.
So it's nice to get down to Carolina and see something like that.
Yeah, it's very
For
nice.
those of us that haven't had a chance to go to like Games Workshops, Nottingham and
Exactly. Here we have a slide. This is Ben Tweet on the left. He's the coordinator for all these tournaments. He's run them all. He's done a really good job with all of them. And Shane is beside him. He's the store employee. Helps out with the tournaments. Does a great. These guys do an excellent job with these tournaments.
right and so on. But this tournament was only ninth edition, correct?
Strictly ninth edition.
There was no Flames. I'm sorry, no Flames.
Kings
No
of War.
Kings of War.
No.
or Malifaux.
They two. I don't. Ben runs 3 to 4 tournaments a year. Last year, near the end of the year, he ran a tournament where he did a ninth age tournament and a Kings of War. The Kings of War had minimal people sign up. I think there was like 12.
Mm-hmm.
The first of this year, he ran his Brawler Bash tournament. They had a sign up for Kings of War. They had 3 people sign up in advance, so they just dropped the tournament.
So, and then as far as this tournament, where would the people come from? Is it primarily from which districts?
There's a lot that are right in the area where the store is, but it drew from. There's a group, the Columbia Misfires. They come from Columbia, South Carolina. They said they had like a 7-hour drive to get there or something. Or maybe it wasn't quite that bad, but it seemed like anyway. They had a drive to get there. We came down. There's 5 of us that came from Northern Virginia, plus a bunch of others came from roughly the same area. Another good-sized group came out of Norfolk. It's just pretty much all over the Mid-Atlantic area, which technically the Mid-Atlantic is classified from Maryland to South Carolina.
Okay. So this is basically, even though
It's fairly central.
officially the Mid-Atlantic is
Yeah,
tournaments are supposed to be Kings of War.
correct.
However, in reality,
The Mid-Atlantic did on the Mid-Atlantic Masters circuit. The entire all the regions. Well, sorry, one region voted for ninth age. Only one. The rest went Kings of War. Our region, I have to say, voted for Kings of War simply because the representative from our region, his group was Kings of War, and his impression was that the kind of the entire thing was Kings of War, and it was kind of the wrong impression. So, having said that, it wouldn't have made any difference in the overall nationwide scene if they would have gone Kings of War with us as well.
well, I think there's probably a lot of uncertainty about, was the ninth age team really going to
Correct.
finish this? And people didn't want to get on the bandwagon. I ran into that talking to people, seeing it on the web and everything else, and I think people hesitate because of that. But now with an official version of the rules and everything in place, I think that'll give a lot of people their own little sense of comfort that they didn't have before.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll if the vote was retaken today, I think it would be a different result. But
No, it was next year.
it was always next year.
And you said there were 38 players.
38 players, which is a decent turnout.
It's not. It's not bad. It's not like the 100 that you had.
Correct.
I guess 60 or whatever, and then actuality in the past. But
Yeah, I
but it's
mean,
definitely not. It's a decent amount considering the relatively small geographic
and the
area.
recent fracturing of the community
And the
too as
recent
well
fracture in the community. Yeah, absolutely.
has not helped anything at all.
And I see they've gone, different types of, looks like felt for primarily most of the boards.
Primarily felt. There's a few of the with the hard textured surface that you see on some of the boards.
Right. Did they do variable terrain on different boards, or did they try to do every board's kind of the same type of setup?
No, it's variable terrain all over the place.
Okay.
Some of the boards better than the others, terrain
Sure.
better than the others.
What were the, so you played 5 games?
5 games, 3
Right.
on Saturday, 2 on Sunday.
Okay, over Saturday and Sunday, and I'm sure a lot of people played some on Friday night per usual to
Correct. Yeah, get down
get the grudges out of the
You
way.
get down there early on Friday night and you pick up a game and play it. There's not quite as much as that is going on as there was in the past. I'm not real sure what's going on there. Just a matter of when people get into
And they were
town.
2,500 point lists,
All 2,500
Okay,
point
and
lists,
the
ninth age.
and the victory conditions were the standard ones, or what did they use?
Victory conditions were set of in the rules pack. They did not use them out of the rules, out of the standard rules.
Okay, so
They
had
didn't use the 17-3 system
okay,
with the 3
okay.
bonus.
any objectives or special.
They went with the 20-0, and each round had a special. Most rounds had a special objective to them
Okay,
that was standard across the board. And then there was a list of 16 different events, different objectives, and they randomized and picked 2 of them for each round as well. So those were like kill the most characters, kill the most monsters, keep your cheapest unit alive, that type of, little minor objectives.
and this is a particularly impressive looking piece.
This is an awesome piece. This is by Gabe Thorne,
Okay,
well-known painter in this area and nationwide as well, I think. So it's an incredible piece. He was using this, I think, as the War Throne for the Warriors.
oh, he was playing the Warriors. Okay,
Yes. Anyway, just had a shot of that one.
yeah.
And
This is table 1, table 2.
table 1, table 2. This was terrain that was demoed for the store. They were the guy provided the terrain and was selling it. So and it looks really nice.
Except for the papers.
Without the papers, the arms, the dice, the arrows, clean all that stuff up and it looks really
I mean, that's
good.
a fine looking arm.
I'll make sure to tell him next
Yeah.
time I see him that you're impressed by his arm.
Just the one.
I'm not quite sure who that is, but I'll figure it out for you in case you want to meet him.
Yeah, not that important.
Okay.
So some more areas, the game areas, and different games going on.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
again, this is a picture kind of from the opposite side of where I was just standing.
Okay.
When I was just standing was back here on the back near where that
Looks
judge
like they
is
have really
standing.
nice lighting. Everything looks
The
pretty.
lighting's good. It's very well
light,
lit.
yeah.
The ceilings are very high,
Oh, that's
which
nice.
also helps.
Helps with the sound.
It does, although it still does get loud.
You know, that many people, you can't help it to
Yeah.
a certain degree.
Temperature does still get up there.
Mm-hmm.
It did one day on Friday, actually.
So did you have your normal gaming Sunday smell?
No, it was fairly good. The high ceilings help that as well.
Oh,
If
okay.
you'd be
No,
surprised.
I meant you personally.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. I'll have to check with my opponents. Some of them voted that they liked me, so
Yeah, there you
maybe it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
So like I said, more pictures of there. That's Ben again and Ben and Shane in the background on the
Right.
judges stand.
So they didn't actually play. Did they have the exact even number of players, or did they?
They
have to
did.
have
They did not have.
So they didn't have to do a ringer.
Yes,
Okay.
they did not have to do a ringer this time. And just a quick picture. This is from the award ceremony
Right.
at the end. Everyone gathered around, clean up, and we go to kind of the armies. This is a picture of a familiar army to me. It's very blurry. I'm glad because some of it doesn't look that great.
Yeah, it's
But-
not really painted very nicely. I've seen this army close up, and I'd say it's subpar.
Yeah, I don't know this guy.
You know, yeah, I don't know who
I've
that could be.
Heard he's an ass, but
Yeah,
whatever.
can't play Ninth Age either.
Yeah,
But nice.
and always plays the power armies as you can
Exactly, the orcs and goblins. So, but you had but in all seriousness, so you had the Ragnarok, a chariot. That was a character
see.
chariot.
Yeah, I had a character on a chariot.
some chaff, some squigs.
Chaff, squigs, only one troll, which I kind of missed my second chaff troll.
Yeah, there you
that
go.
was a mistake.
Okay, some artillery and a big block of biggins, I'm guessing, because no one takes any other kind of orc. They don't avoid it.
There are no others. Squig herd, that was 28. Just an odd number because I was shaving points just to
Sure,
get the balance down. And extremely underperforming unit.
And not the man of the match. Is that what you're saying?
They were not. I can't
Or the
think of a.
squigs in the match, whatever may be
I
appropriate.
can't think of a single match where they did what I thought they would do,
Yeah, it's bad luck.
which is kind of disappointing,
Yeah.
but it happens.
Clearly didn't have enough.
Yes, that could be a problem.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how to play them. Nice dwarven army.
Yeah, Dwarven Holds.
Yep.
That's a very impressive board
Hmm.
with the cliff and everything. Some Slayers. Oh, are those? Looks like he's got those new. I forgot what they're called. The monstrous infantry.
Yes, the monstrous infantry for
Yeah.
them,
Gyro.
and the little tokens, the little book down here, the
Uh-huh.
little tokens to place on units, based on what their quote. I don't know what they're called. They're not spells. What are they called?
Runes.
The things they can cast spells. They have the bound spells, basically.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
They're
yes.
not.
Okay.
They're not spells, but they are.
Right.
Anyway, just another dwarven
And some
advantage.
shooting. Yeah.
Uh,
Not too many war machines in that one, no.
No, none.
Yeah.
If you look, there are none.
Yeah. It looks like he was trying to go with the attack, which is I think
Yep.
something they were shooting for with the
The
Dwarven
rules are
Holds.
pushing for it. Correct.
Yeah, to make it so it's not all gun lines.
Yep.
Okay.
See, I'm not the only insane
You're
one.
not the only one. This
There is
guy's
another
got
one.
An Ragnarok with nobody on it.
Correct. And this guy actually won the Best Orc and Goblin award, which combines painting, battle score, and sports
And they
score.
were exactly two of you.
Three. No,
Three of you,
No, sorry,
okay.
there was two.
There's two.
There was two of us.
I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah, yeah.
list. Okay.
Yeah, so there's two of us, and he beat me.
And he's got.
He's got the idol thing.
He's
The
got. Yeah, he's got the idol.
Great Green Idol, I think
Right,
it is.
Which looks like the converted Forge World model.
Hmm.
in
And
this
I think this is a hag troll that he's using as a giant.
Okay. Yeah, that was a Forge World model
Mhm.
also. A whole bunch of war
Paramanglers.
boys. Whatever the manglers
Decent,
called now.
decent sized boar boy unit.
Mm-hmm.
A couple units of wolf riders,
Right.
and a giant unit of forest goblins with spears and poison.
Okay.
Fairly scary unit from what his opponent said.
Mhm.
One of his opponents, and of course the big spider hanging on the wall.
Sure.
And there's a big spider up. There's a
Spider.
medium spider up
A
top.
character on a
Yep.
large giant spider. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm not sure, but I think this was just a plain chariot.
All right.
And there's another picture of that same army. Again, nice army. Composition.
I can't see the forest for the trees.
Yes. Sylvan elf army. Not a single elf in this army.
So it's really a Sylvanth wood army.
Yes. There are two treemen that are in these trees that he pulls out and uses. There's another treeman. There's a treeman ancient in that. Not treeman ancient.
Okay.
A avatar in the
Okay.
big tree in the
So there's
back.
3 trees and
Three trees. This section here in the middle is his force that he gets to place.
okay.
Again, he built it all into his display board.
Mm-hmm.
Unit of
I
dryads,
see some
unit of
dryads. I
treekin.
see one unit
Sorry,
treekin.
what are they called?
Tree. I should know this. Tree folk.
Tree folk.
Yeah.
Okay. I think there's two units of dryads. I'm not. So I think that the other unit of dryads is here on
Okay.
the left behind the treekin.
So
Sorry,
an
tree
all
folk.
woods army
All Woods army.
and he ended up doing pretty well in the tournament.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. This is the guy who won the tournament.
Okay.
This
Ogres.
is Ogre Army, of course.
And there were a lot of ogre players in the tournament. Clearly, because it's
There were
actually
4 Ogre players, or 5 Ogre players.
Yeah.
Ogre players. The
very
most,
good army the way it is right
most
now.
numerous, really good army. Iron Fist is awesome. You do not see the Great Weapon guys anymore.
No, why would you take him with Iron Fist being what it is?
Yeah,
So he's got
so good.
2 units of 2 Mornfangs. That's interesting.
Yes.
And it's some kind of conversion. I'm not sure. So was he playing that as a the mammoth, or was he playing that
I
as?
do not know.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
I didn't play him, so
Yeah, bulls and a big unit of man-eaters.
yep.
Yeah,
He did have 6 of the lead.
lead belchers. Mm-hmm.
Yep, in the back shooting. I'm not sure again how they did anyway, he won the tournament, so I'm assuming fairly well.
Did all right with them.
Not sure what this is. Very dark picture. It's a Chaos Demon army, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like a Chaos Demon army.
Yeah, but it's a very dark picture. I don't know what I
Yeah.
did wrong there.
It's got some dogs and a lot of conversion work. A lot of conversion work.
A lot of
It's hard to
conversion
tell
work,
what some of
yes.
these things are. I guess unless you know what they are,
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Dark Elf army.
Yeah.
This guy went heavy with the Cold One Riders. What are they now? What they're called now? Hydra, the Cauldron, couple of bolt throwers, the Sisters down
Yeah.
the bottom,
Spearmen in the middle. I can't quite
and
tell.
a block of spearmen.
Yeah, a couple
plain
bolt
spearmen.
throwers, and then two.
Total three.
Are those just normal light cavalry, or are those
Those are the light cav.
special? Okay, they're
Yeah,
not
light
the
cav.
they're not the mages.
No,
Okay.
no. This unit of Sisters or whatever down the bottom charged into my my Gargantula spider and killed it. Put 5 wounds on it, chased it down, ran it down,
Yeah,
killed it.
yeah.
I was not pleased. He was, granted, the guy did very well with his 4 ward saves.
That helps.
Very well.
Yeah.
So, anyway. One of the 2 Skaven armies there.
And yeah, that's what the thing is.
Kind of a
Both the
dune-
bell and the
both the bell and the plague furnace.
And the plague furnace?
Yeah.
I see a doom wheel in the back. And I see
Doom
a
wheel.
cannon. I
Yep.
see a block of guys with something in the front. I'm not sure if that's that. Can't remember what it's called.
It's that-
character mount.
It's that weapon team that chews up stuff. I forget
Oh
what it's
yeah,
called.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not real sure. Again, another army I did not play. So,
Right.
but again, nice display board.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice played out army.
Again, not a lot of guys for a Skaven army.
For a Skaven army, not a
Yeah.
ton of guys.
Yeah.
Equitane army.
Kingdom of Aquitaine.
Kingdom of
So what do
Aquitaine.
we got? We got
You had a unit of Grail Knights, I think, on the left.
could be
And looks like
Basically,
2 other units of
yeah,
knights.
3 wedges, some Pegasus. Looks like 2 trebuchets, 2 units of mounted yeomen, and looks like 2 units of archers. Yeah.
Yep. Kind of a standard. Looks like a.
Somewhat generic. You have to see
generic
what
build.
the characters were.
If
All of
I'm,
the characters with Kingdom of Aquitaine.
from what I'm seeing, again, another army I didn't play, but from what I'm seeing, on the beside that lance, that wedge is 3 characters. It looks like. So if he ran 3 characters, that's fairly light.
Yeah. Well, he must have more because you can only have 8 Grail Knights if these are Grail Knights.
Oh, okay. So there must
There
be
must be
somebody
a character
in there.
there
Okay.
also. So
Could be. Okay.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
mhm,
And that would explain the 3 characters aside.
right.
Another Sylvan Elf army.
Oh, it's very nice. Got a
Nice
very
looking army.
large eagle for toughness 4, 3
Yes.
wounds.
It looks very impressive for toughness 4, 3
yeah.
wounds.
So a treeman or a avatar.
Yeah, more of the tree folk in the back. It looks
Yeah,
like
and I'm assuming the guy behind him is the tree folk character.
character.
And then 2 big blocks, really big blocks of dryads.
Yeah.
Then looks like 2 units of wild riders.
Yep.
Wild huntsmen, I'm sorry.
An old huntsman and an Empire army. Empire of Sonistal.
Mm-hmm.
All mounted army. No war machines, all mounted.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. It's got
It's a
what,
different change.
got 2 griffins
2 griffins,
characters, and
Yeah.
then
4 units of knights. 1 large and 3.
3 small
Small ones
ones.
and
Oh, it's reminds
2
me
of
of
the.
this I used to play when I was doing this army in
Yep.
Warhammer 8th edition back in the day. And
Yeah,
then,
actually 3 griffins, right? Another one over
oh
here.
yeah,
On
it's
the left.
another griffin. I didn't see him. 3 griffins, and then 2 units of demi-griffs. I'm sorry, of what are they called now? Yeah,
I would not know at the
we'll
moment.
get the names sorted at some point.
Yes.
Yeah,
When we start doing the army books, we'll start learning the names,
exactly.
right? Another one of the ogre armies.
Yeah.
This one also did fairly well.
2 big blocks of
2 big blocks of bulls.
bulls. The mount.
Man eaters in the back left.
Yeah, a couple of
1, 2,
dogs
3, 4,
and-
5. Looks like 6 characters. 5 characters.
5. Yeah, a lot of characters. Well, this army's characters can be quite potent. Yeah.
Yes. The
Yeah.
guy.
One
I
on a
can-
Mornfang, yeah.
I did not play this in the tournament, but I played this army before. The guy on a Mornfang is a monster unto himself,
Yeah, ogre characters, fighters are kind of monsters unto themselves anyway.
even
so,
without a mount. Yes.
Yeah.
Saurian
Ooh,
Ancients.
That's a lot of Saurians.
Yes, yes, it is.
So it looks like we got
Two big, two big units.
yeah, I can see the Saurian warriors. I can't tell if those are the temple guys. That probably
I'm assuming
are.
the ones on the left are
More than likely.
the old Temple Guard guys.
And it looks like the mounted guys up in the upper
Mm-hmm.
left-hand corner, and then
Two razor things up on the
Yeah,
top
yeah.
right.
and a whole bunch of a lot of skinks.
Ton of skinks.
No flyers. That's really interesting.
Yeah,
A lot
that's
of skinks and no crocs. I'm sorry, caimans.
yes,
Yeah.
Caimans. Very nicely painted army too. I like
Looks
this
good
one.
in the distance, yeah. The
Oops.
movement trays look like they come from what was that, Shogun Miniatures?
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the Chaos Dwarf armies, Infernal Dwarf armies. Sorry.
Dwarves, yes.
I played this army. This army. Well, I didn't play this army. I lined up against this army.
Ah, I see. I see some hobgoblins. It looks like. Those guys in the
Yes.
purple.
Big units of orcs. Two
Oh,
units
it's
of
actually
orcs.
orc slaves. Okay,
Orc slaves in the front and the back.
okay, just
This-
regular guys.
Big demon engine thing.
Oh, that's the that's they're basically their tank.
Yeah,
Okay,
the Kadim, which is the old,
right. Okay, he's got the Kadem. All right, and it looks like somebody flying. I can't
sorcerer
tell.
on a Lamasu
Lamasu.
thing.
Okay, some hobgoblins on.
Yeah, 2 units of 20 goblin archers, and a goblin hero on a wolf.
And where?
And the not blunderbuss. They had the other weapon, whatever that is.
Oh, okay. And what's behind there? Is that? Oh, are those?
It's another
are the,
block of orcs back there.
No, no, no.
Oh, these are the.
Those are the Torek.
Yes.
The large ones on
Correct.
the large bases. Yeah. Okay.
That's what those are. Nice army though.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as composition, another very powerful army.
Yeah. Very powerful.
Scary. Anyway. Another Chaos Dwarf army. Another Kadim off to the right.
Kadem. Okay.
Not sure. I think these are the medium-sized Kadim on the left.
Okay.
And then I don't know this army. I haven't played against it. Don't.
Sure. What things are? Looks like he's got a lot of.
I think the geese had the glaive shooting weapons.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
All right.
I'm not sure. I didn't know they could take a giant.
Yes, they
Is
can
that
take a giant.
just a normal giant?
And they can even get armor on them.
Really? You're
Yeah.
kidding me?
Nope.
Okay. I'm glad I didn't play him. That would have upset me. My giant's naked.
Naked. You
Naked.
can have a 6-up ward save.
Yeah, thanks. That's real helpful. This is a high elf army.
Okay.
Kind of an MSU army. Not really.
Yeah, I think it's just a quasi monster match. It
Yeah.
looks like.
Guys on eagles and
Griffins.
Phoenix.
Oh, I see some Phoenix. Oh, those are all. Oh, that an eagle? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Those-
I think
okay.
the 2 eagles.
2 eagles and 2 Phoenix. Okay.
Two Phoenix.
I thought they were Griffin riders. Sorry. All right. And then, the knights.
Yeah, 5 knights, some riders. This army, by the way, won
Those
second
guys.
painted,
Okay.
second best painted.
And then the sisters over there. Everyone takes those now.
hmm
The
Very good.
yeah.
In the I don't know what they call them, the Sea Guard now.
hmm
And we have a demon army. A Nurgle demon army, it looks like, with the great unclean one. Or, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called. And
Yep.
the flies and there's trolls up there and
Looks like trolls in the top left and
Some
just plague guys in the front.
Your hybrid guys and more plague guys. Yeah.
I don't see a lot of chaff in this army, but I don't know that the army has chaff.
Well, you can. Well, that's the flyers.
The flyers
Yeah.
are your chaff, the
Yeah, for this
fury
purposes.
things. Okay.
I mean, they could have the swarms also, I suppose. But yeah,
That may be what that is in front of that big monster.
yeah, it could be two swarms. Yeah, doesn't look
Don't
big.
know. It might
Could
not be
be.
big
Could
enough.
be. Yeah.
Tomb King, Undying Dynasties army.
Nine dynasties. Okay.
This is Phil. Is one of our club guys.
Mm-hmm. Got a big
Um,
chunk of chariots.
Big chunk of chariots.
Looks like
Big
some-
block of archers up front. Couple.
Oh, is that one block? Or is
I
that?
think it's one block.
Okay, just how he has them. Some
Um,
catapults. I see.
catapults off to the left. I think that's a casket.
Okay, got a casket, of course.
And a
The-
in the back they're hard to
Autotake.
see, but I think that's 8. The Shabtis.
Okay, yeah, they're not really nice. And it looks like a giant.
Yeah, the Colossus.
Okay,
Is it Colossus now?
I can't recall.
I don't either.
So just for everyone listening, we'll freely admit we haven't memorized all the names. of
Yeah.
While we kind of know what they do, we don't necessarily have all the names memorized. And
And we're working on that.
we're working on that. We're trying not to use names from other systems to confuse people.
And moving on, another Dark Elf army.
Yeah.
Looks, wow, a lot of the
It's interesting. I've seen a
armored
number.
up riders.
I've seen a number of the of these armies, and the mounted guys seem to be really. They're a lot better now. I mean, we'll
They
talk
are.
about that when we get to the army book. But yeah,
Yes, they're definitely better than what they were. But looks like a lot of.
It's
I
a
mean, there's
very-
a lot of mounted in this.
that is a mounted army.
Yeah,
wow.
that's a fast-moving army.
Yeah, except for the the bolt throwers, and it looks like some
Looks like
crossbowmen guys,
crossbowmen on the left and,
And then
on the
some,
back right.
some scouts.
Scouts,
It
maybe?
looks like and then some monsters. Yeah, this looks like a mobile, hard-hitting army.
Another Empire army.
This is a lot of men.
It's a lot of guys.
It's hard for me to make out. It looks like
Big flagellant unit down the bottom.
okay,
Flagellants.
it's like 3 units of knights here. If I'm looking at that correctly.
One in the front left, one on the right, and one in the middle. Yes.
Yeah,
All fairly small though.
yeah, and then a wagon and
Cannon,
2 wagons, the Pope Mobile and the
laser
and the
shooter
laser,
thingy.
and there's a cannon there. Yeah.
Yep.
Some skirmish guys in the back. Number of skirmish units.
Yep.
Oh, interesting. Can't tell if those are these
What's
guys
that?
here. If they're great weapon guys. Looks
Oh.
like they are.
Swordmaster guys or
Yeah,
great weapon.
whatever they're called. Yeah.
One of the rat armies, the
Mhm.
Vermin Swarm.
Yeah, it's got a few more vermin in this one than the other one we saw.
It does.
Yeah.
Not a ton more, but
I
it's
see a
good.
cannon and I see
This is the army I played. Yes, this is the army I played against.
I know it was last week's, a long time to
Yeah,
remember.
I'm an old man. I can't remember these
Yeah.
things. Yeah, it's the army I played against. So there's 2 units of slaves. I mean, it's
Right.
just getting a lot more bodies on the field.
I see he has 2 tins of dice.
Yes, you need that if you're
Yes.
playing Skaven. Stupid Doom wheels, awesome still.
Yeah.
Another Empire army, another one, a lot of models.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 really big units.
2 big blocks. I can't tell. Looks like.
I think they're
there's
spearmen.
Probably. Why wouldn't they not be spearmen? But
Right.
looks like 2 spearmen, a knight, and looks like
A couple small units of knights
Is the
and
second one a knight unit,
pistoliers.
or is it pistoliers?
Pistoliers to the right, I
Yeah,
think.
it looks like that's what they are. And then in the back left, I can't quite make out what that is.
With the flagellants again.
More flagellants. Yeah, they're pretty nice. And a wagon
They seem to be
and
making a comeback.
a tank. It looks like. Yeah.
Wagon, a tank, and
Oh, Hellblaster.
Hellblaster on the right, and there looks like a couple of war machines in the back that are kind of covered.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he had a cannon and a mortar.
Okay.
I think he had one of each. Beast Herds Army. Very nice.
Yeah.
This is Once Bitten's army.
Who's that?
Once Bitten?
Yeah. Who's that?
Nice.
No, I've never met the gentleman myself.
Yeah.
Of course, I've been watching his videos for years,
Yeah,
and
nice guy.
he's probably the first guy. He's probably main reason we're doing this. So
Yes. It has a
You-
lot to do with it.
yeah. So of course you've
I've
talked to him many
talked to him.
times.
Yeah, like I said, nice
So-
guy. I like he modeled his giant down here on the bottom right. Is using his chariot as a weapon
That's
instead of a
great.
club. Looks really nice.
Yeah, and then
Very
he has-
nice looking army with a great display board.
And there's the other guy, another giant. Is that the one with the tree that he had?
Yes.
Yeah, and some of his battle reports, and yeah, the Gorgon, which is really nice.
Is that a third giant in the back? Can you have 3? I guess they're special. Huh? Maybe that's not a giant in the bottom left.
Yeah, I
Don't know.
remember. Yeah, then he has some Minotaurs, I see, and
Minotaurs,
some
couple chariots,
and just the normal wild horn guys.
whatever that beast thing is on the back right by the Gorgon.
That's oh gosh, what's this thing called? The Jabberwock thing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Another chariot on the right.
Mhm.
Anyway, looks nice, very nice looking army. And there's a picture of the chariot being used as a weapon with the
Mhm.
giant.
Actually, looks more like a Minotaur. So maybe that's. You sure that was
Oh.
being used as a giant? Maybe it was another.
Could be a Minotaur. like a Minotaur Lord type thing.
I'm just trying to see the size of the base. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, based on the size of the base, I think it's a giant, but I'm not sure.
Looks like it's on a chariot base is the thing.
Right. Isn't that
Maybe it is a chariot.
that would be
It's
funny.
just he uses his as a weapon instead of as a
true.
mount. Yeah. Yeah.
There again.
I'm sure it'll be on his channel when he
Yeah,
talks
we'll
about
have to-
his
have to
battle
find
reports. Yeah. It's cool looking though.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Let us
Warriors Army.
It's a lot of snow and lava.
A lot of snow and lava.
I don't want to live in this place. It must be chaotic.
It's just white ash. It's not snow.
Ah, that's probably what it is. Yes.
There you go. It's a warrior's army. I'm not even going to begin to try what this army is, but there's that ship we saw a
Yeah,
picture of
saw that,
earlier.
yeah.
That's was the War Throne.
Looks like some knights over there on the one side, and
Mhm.
we see some
Juggers.
juggers, and see some dogs up front.
Front.
Jugger on a character,
I've got
It's like-
another picture. There's the look at that banner he hand painted.
hand painted. Somebody needs to assassinate this guy. He's making everybody look bad.
He is.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
And another picture of the ship.
Yeah.
And you can see if you
Even the unit banner with the glow, with the like
yeah
glowing
glowing
lettering.
yes.
Yeah.
And if you notice on the ship as well on the deck, it's slimy. It's liquidy looking.
Yeah, it's like a little
Yeah, it's just
nurgle kind of guys
Anyway.
running all over the place.
it's awesome army.
Yeah.
I mean, very nicely painted army. This picture doesn't do it justice, but Highborn Army.
Highborn elves. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, this was the. I think there was 3 Highborn elves, or maybe 2.
I think there. Yeah.
3.
Three. I think there was one there.
3.
Can't quite make out what a number of the things are.
Yes, it's not a great picture for examining an army.
Yeah.
Um,
It was like light cavalry. It looks like
Light cav
skirmish
close to
infantry.
us.
Some dude on a monster. It's probably just a regular mount.
Yeah.
A big 2 blocks of infantry. 3 blocks.
Block. It looks like 3. One up front, one over on the left. I mean, the far back.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, not a good picture to determine what's in it. And this was kind of the wrap up at the end of the tournament. The the award ceremony.
Right. Right.
Uh,
Everybody gathered around.
the guys that stuck around till the end. The one thing about these tournaments going to them is you get to know these people.
Right.
You make friends with the, friends, acquaintance, whatever, with them, become very friendly with them. It's great to hang out with the guys for a couple of days. And there's a lot of really nice guys at these things. This group back here on the back left is the Columbia Misfires. It's a really great group of guys. Anyway, as are most of the people there. And slip this one in. Our club won top club, the CGL. Finally won top club. Yay, after we've been going for these things for 4 years, we slipped in 1 win. So, anyway. And that was kind of the thing on the tournament.
Yeah. It's that's pretty cool.
It was a fun time.
So yeah. Well, let's talk about. You got the results. Let's talk about those.
Okay. And here are the results from the tournament. You can see top army ogres. Here's a shocker. Second place was ogres. Basically, in the top 10, you had 3 ogre armies, 3 infernal dwarf armies.
Yeah. Both very powerful armies.
It's kind of tells you something. That ogres with that Iron Fist is just so good now.
Yeah. Plus with the characters on top of it.
Characters, but I mean, my thing is the Iron Fist gives you so much.
Oh, it's crazy. And we'll talk
It's-
about that when we
yeah.
do the army book. But yeah, especially put them
Just-
on man eaters.
Yeah, just really good and usable mounted.
Yeah.
Exactly. The ogre's weakness, anyway. Well, again, I guess that's a army book thing, but
Yeah, and then the demons, 1 demon list. And I was surprised there weren't more chaos players. I do think it's still a very powerful, both the demons and the warriors. I think people are too wrapped up in what they were old listed.
correct.
They can't do the flying list of death for the warriors, but they're still.
Yeah, I think they're focused on what they lost, not what they still have.
Yeah, I think
but
so too. And then there's no dwarven hold, which is kind of a surprise to me because I think it's another list that it can be.
Yeah,
quite
the first
powerful.
one came in 12,
Yeah, yeah.
which is kind of odd.
Mhm.
I thought it was, anyway. The typical dwarven player, number 4, that's Phil Carl, usually plays dwarves. He switched off to another,
Right.
to the elves and the tree man.
And he went with Sylvan Elves, and it was all trees.
All
It was all
trees.
wood, all
Yes.
the time.
Yeah,
And then farther down we have a Vampire Covenant,
yeah.
and then
A couple of highborn placed okay.
and Highborn up,
Yeah.
one Highborn on top.
I have to say, I helped I helped number 2 get there,
You should play better.
and I helped number 9. I helped him as well.
Yeah.
I like helping people.
That's
Part
clear.
of my thing.
That's clear.
And even number 10.
Yeah.
3 of the top 10 were
Well, it's good to be good at something.
got the step up from me, which is good.
Yeah, if you're not good at actually playing the game and winning at the game in a tournament, you should be good at helping
Helping
other
other
people.
people win?
That's what I'm
It's a
thinking.
good point. I like that. And I am good at that. But, you roll down through the list. There were 5 ogre players.
Yeah, no surprise there.
What was it? 3 or 4 internal dwarves?
Infernal.
Infernal? Is that what's the right word?
Yes.
Infernal dwarves. 3 infernal dwarf players.
They haven't done the army book yet for the internal dwarves.
Internal dwarves. That's an entirely different problem.
Yes.
Single Kingdom of Equitaine, single demon.
Well, no surprise there.
Yeah, Kingdom of Equitaine.
in a
Yes.
open tournament.
One of the things that surprised me is a single beast herd army.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, that's a better army than
I think that
what people. But I think
they've done a good job. But I think no one has them.
correct. I think the problem is
'Cause it was-
they
it
were
was so
not
bad
good
for
in
so
8th
long,
edition
and
and 7th edition.
And I think
the
that's one thing
Warhammer.
I've been noticing, even on you look on the web and a lot of army builds and a lot of tournaments, people are bringing the army that they played with in other game systems, and that's the miniatures that they have,
Correct.
and they haven't made necessarily the investment yet. So I think you see a lot of that. So you see a lot of things that
It's a good point.
may have been optimal in Kings of War, may be optimal in 8th edition Warhammer, but they're not necessarily the case any longer in a game like Ninth Age,
Right.
which it's got its own meta now.
It's a good point. And out of 38 players, two of both the Undying Dynasties armies placed kind of in the
Yeah,
middle upper pack, 16 and 19.
yeah, another army that's gotten a lot better.
Gotten much better.
Yeah, and only a few orcs and goblins,
2 orcs and goblins placed
but that
not great, but middle of the
Yeah.
pack.
even though it's a better tournament army than it was before.
It is with
You
the
don't have all
with the animosity gone,
Right.
and it makes it at least a doable tournament army.
exactly.
You just need to learn how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've only been playing it for a few years. So how would I be expected to know any of that?
Exactly. And then the not too many Empire of Sunstel lists, and
No, and very different armies. Those, I mean, the one that did the best, where did it go? Anyway, the one that did the best was the one we saw earlier, the mounted army, I think, did the best of the Empire.
and not many Highborn elves, not many Dread elves,
No,
and frankly, not many Sylvan elves.
correct.
Just how it worked out, I think,
Yeah.
because you can do good things with elves in 9th edition.
Yeah, and surprisingly, the 2 Dwarven Hold armies placed this low. There's one other that placed fairly high, but
Well, they were kind of spread. You had one up on top, and then you had
there's
something
one
in the
here.
middle, and then you had
Was there?
a lot of people taking them.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was 3. I think this one placed here. The best one was here. Where did this go? Just saw it. Anyway,
Just go back.
Dwarven Holds. There it is. 21.
There
21.
was one above that.
No. Oh, there is.
Yes.
Sorry, you're right. 12.
12.
We
I
talked
thought
about
so,
that,
yeah.
didn't we?
Yeah.
So the 4 Dwarven Holds. So
Yeah.
they kind of spread out across the board.
Mhm.
It's kind of nice.
And we saw when we were looking at the pictures, they weren't particularly shooty, which is
Right.
kind of surprising because they shoot so well. And now with having really powerful infantry, you can really make scary gun lines that
Yeah.
anyone gets close to them, he kills you guys. So
2 Saurian Ancient armies. One placed fairly high at 11, and the other were down near the bottom.
Mhm.
Just big split.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, the armies, like I said, the armies that seemed to carry it were the ogres and the infernal dwarves.
right.
Both very strong armies. Both strong armies, strong. Both very strong lists.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
But that's kind of the wrap up for it.
Okay. Well, the important thing is you had fun.
It was a fun tournament. It was a great time. And now I've got to get ready for
There you go.
Buckeye battles. So, I guess that's it.
Okay.
Thanks for listening, and we'll be back.